Hey everyone, this is Ross, and today I went out and got some aquatic plants because I had some birthday money left over, so I thought I'd go out and get some, and I've come back with 4 pots of live plants. These two here are dwarf sag. I thought I'd actually had dwarf sag in the 15 gallon, but it's obviously not because it's twice the height of this. So I got it off eBay and it was labelled as dwarf sag, so I've probably been lied to, or it's been mislabelled as dwarf sag when it actually wasn't. Apparently sag is actually commonly mislabelled as different things, so this is definitely dwarf sag because it comes from a proper company. It comes from the company Tropica, and they're grown in Denmark, so yeah, these guys won't lie to you. But yeah, so within these plant pots there'll probably be 5 or 6 dwarf sag plants in there, so I'm going to try and separate them out, and I'm going to remove the pot. I'm going to take off all the mineral wool from around the roots, and then I'm going to spread all the plants out, and hopefully I'll get 5 or 6 plants out of each tub. These plants, I've been told, are fairly new to the aquarium hobby, and they're called Pogostemon Hellfairy. So yeah, I think they're quite nice. They're a carpeting plant, and they've got relatively easy care and they don't need much light, so they should do great in a dirted tank. So I'll just see how that goes. So today I'm going to be taking the plastic pots off and the mineral wool, and I'll be spreading them out and planting them. Right, so I've just took all the mineral wool out of one pot, and I've took all the plants out, separated them out and stuff. And it turns out I've got a lot more sag out of one pot than I thought I would have. I thought there'd only be about 6, but just by looking I think there's about 10 to 12 here, so it's double the amount that I originally thought. There's the old mineral wool that I just prized away, and there's the pot. I like to keep the pots just in case I sell anything on eBay, then I've got something to put the plants in. But yeah, so I've got quite a lot out of it. They might not be the biggest dwarf sag plants in the world, but they're certainly plants. I mean, that's the main one right there. But over here there's some tiny little sag plants that I can still plant and they'll grow fine. And this is kind of a bundle of dwarf sag, but it'll grow. I'll put in the 15 gallons, see what happens. But actually these are really healthy and I've got a lot out of one pot. So actually I thought I was ripped off a bit. I mean, these were £4 a pot, which is, I'm going to say, about $6. So $6 for all that sag is quite a good deal. And I've still got this one to open too, and this looks like it's jam-packed with plants, so that's going to be crazy. I might have too much to fit in the 15 gallons, so I might put some in the fighting fish tank. By the way, the fighting fish tank is just looking beautiful now. It's really taken off, and the water's getting clearer every single day. It's just crystal clear now, and the water lily has actually reached the surface overnight. So yeah, it's just going great. So I'm gonna take the pot and the mineral wool off all these. I'll show you how many plants I'm left with at the end. Right, so I've separated them all out now, and it turns out I've got quite a lot, and actually it is pretty good value for money. So I'm thinking about planting all of this dwarf sag in the 15 gallon, because I've got a different variety of sag which is about twice the height, and it's kind of in the front, so I want to plant this in front of the regular sag, just so it kind of blends in. And I've got a kind of sag tank, so yeah, I'm going to plant that in front of the large sag in the 15 gallon. And this Pogostemon, I didn't get as much as this as the sag, but the plant itself is a bit more bushy. Like, this is one plant, it's quite large compared to this dwarf sag. So I'm guessing it's spread by runners. It's quite a thick plant and it looks quite nice. Very green, I quite like that. So I'm thinking about planting most of this, if not all, in the fighting fish tank, just because it's from Southeast Asia, like Thailand, Sri Lanka, places like that, and I thought, well, the fighting fish is from Thailand, so I might as well give him plants that come from his part of the world. And I've got Amazon fish in the 15 gallons, so I thought I'd put some South American plants in with the Amazon fish. So I like to keep the type of plants and the location of the plants the same as the location of the fish, just so it looks a bit more natural. Because if I have plants from all around the world in the Amazon tank, then it won't look like the Amazon. Fair enough, I've got Java fern in, but that's one exception. And the Ludwigia is actually from America too, so yeah, it kind of follows the same theme. That's one thing I like to do in my tanks, just make sure the plants follow the theme of the actual tank. So this is an Asian plant, and I'm putting it in an Asian tank, so yeah. So now I'm going to be washing these in just tap water, to actually kill off anything bad on them. And I also saw a few snails in the tank that they were in, and I don't want to risk getting snails in my tanks, because it can be a pain in the bum. So yeah, I'm going to be washing them and plant them in the 2 tanks. So I'll just go do that. Right, so I've got the Sag in the tank there now, and it's just down here on the front. So this is where I originally had the taller species of Sag, and it's still in there. If you notice, that plant right there, that whole thing is the taller species, and these smaller things down here are the smaller ones. So they work quite well together, and I know you probably can't see it on this camera, but it kind of creates like an angle that goes down. So it's more in your face, if you know what I mean, and it's just really nice having like an angle on your plants. So this tank kind of slopes up towards the back, plant wise. So it got really small in the front, getting bigger, 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 and up to your tall stuff like Ludwigia. So yeah, it's something really nice, and it doesn't look like I've got too much in there, but if you actually look from above, it takes up about a third of the tank space. You'll probably see it better from this angle. But the cardinals seem to like it because it's from the Amazon, and yeah, they can't get enough of it. So I've got some baby plants in there too, like that one down there, and there's also one down there as well. So yeah, it's looking good. And I might get some jungle val for that corner sometime soon. So that's all the foreground plants I really want in there, because I like to leave a space for the cories, so they can kind of scrat around for some food and whatnot. And yeah, I like to leave a space for my fish just to actually swim, because some people have plants right up the front to the glass, and if they've got cories, the cories will find it actually quite hard to scavenge for food. So yeah, I've made sure to leave enough space for them. Right, so I've got some of this Pogostemon plant, and I'm going to plant that in the fighting fish tank. I've also got some little baby dwarf Sag plants, and I'm hoping to grow them in the fighting fish tank. So I'll just go plant those in the fighting fish tank. Right, so I've just planted it in the fighting fish tank, and I've dotted it in between all the moss just to act as a nice contrast. And yeah, it looks really natural now. I've had a lot of good comments on this tank. Thanks a lot. I'm just so happy with the way it's going at the minute. And this water lily has reached the surface yet again. It was so low yesterday, and it literally grew like 1 or 2 inches overnight, so that's crazy. So yeah, it's looking really good now. I want to make a quick shout out to Andrew Pooch. He had another channel, but he's now deleted that one because he's made a channel completely devoted to fish. And he's a really nice guy. He's been commenting on a lot of my vids, been really nice to us, suggested stuff, and he's been asking for request vids and whatnot. But yeah, he's just set up a new channel all about fish. He's actually got a really nice fluval edge. So if you want to visit his channel, just click right there. I'll put a link there. It's for Andrew Pooch's fish tank. It's a good username, by the way. So just click right there, and it'll take you straight to his channel. And yeah, please subscribe to him because he's a really nice guy, and I want to help him get started with the YouTube thing. So that's it. If you've got any video suggestions, just leave them down below in the comments, and I'll try and make one for you. So if you like this vid, then please comment, rate and subscribe. Bye.